Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Meydan Racecourse here on Thursday. It's the 20th of February 2020. Gonna look at all the races on tonight's program from Meydan, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. And if you're interested in the UK racing this weekend, you have some great racing in the UK. First things first, over the flat from Lingfield, you have the Winter Derby, or Winter Derby, shall I say. Also, up at Newcastle, you have the Eider Chase, one of my favorite races of the year. It's one of the longer races of the year over the jumps in the UK, so I'll be looking at that. And also from Kempton, you have the rescheduled Kingwell Hurdle, and also you have the Dovecot Novices Chase. So some great races all across the UK on Saturday, even on Sunday, also with the Spirit Hurdle from Fontwell, one of my favorite races of the year. So join me here on YouTube for that. But we have 7 races tonight from Meydan, group races galore, so let's get to it. The first race from Meydan, it is the Group 3 Dubai Millennium Stakes Group 3 event, going for a purse of $200,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 6 horses going 2,000 meters, with a distance of ground of 1.25 miles on the turf course. The top selection, we'll take the 6-horse Gayatha. We'll go 652 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 652 Tri-Cash Trifecta, top selection 6-horse Gayatha, 5-year-old horse by Dubai, William Buick gets the mount for Godolphin and Charlie Appleby. The horse's most recent outing was a race where I think he was very overrated. I thought a lot of people thought he was the second coming of Christ, but that was the 6th of October, Longchamp, mile and a half in the Group 1 Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. He does not like soft ground, and that ground was rated soft. It was almost even heavy that day, and he had a wide poster, and he finished 10th by 33 lengths. He was with him early on, but he completely crumbled around the fall straight, and nothing was to his liking there. Weaking out of it, it wasn't his day to win. Coming back here, 2,000 meters, 1.25 on very firm ground. I just think he'll go away with it easy. 2 back, the horse ran in Baden in Germany on the 1st of September, 1.5 miles in the Group 3 Grosse Prix von Baden, and he won by 14 that day, and stalked, got the lead, quickened up nicely. That was a very impressive victory there off the shelf. And then the Group 1 Prix Guinée and Longchamp, 1.25 on the 20th of April. He finished 3rd by 4.5 lengths. Wildguys, who went on to win the Arc later in the year, ran a terrific race. This horse, was with him early on, but he never quickened up there on the ground. And then the Group 2 Prix de Harcourt at Longchamp, 1.25. He won by 1.5 lengths, quickened up nicely, took the shortest way around. That was a very impressive run. He's back to 1.25. He's most likely going to see firm ground. 3 to 5. I know he's a short price, but he's a very likely winner. Let's take him here as the highway. So to recap my selection for the first from Meydan, it's the Group 3 Dubai Millennium Stakes. Let's take the 6-horse Gayatha. We'll go 652 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. To race number 2 now. Race number 2 from Meydan, it's the Jaguar XC Division 1 Handicap. It's a handicap going for a purse of $135,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 14 horses entered to go 1,600 meters, or 1 mile on the turf course. My top selection, my best bet of the night, is going to go to the 6-horse Firmament. I'm going to go 675 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 675 Tri-Cash Trifecta, top selection 6-horse Firmament. This hero given by Cape Cross. Ben Curtis gets the mount for David O'Meara. The horse's most recent outing came 30th of January here in Meydan, 1 mile and a handicap on the lawn. The horse was drawn a little bit wide that day, and he finished 6th by 2.25 lengths there, and never really got going that day until very late in the competition. He's had worse races. 2 back, he ran a respectable race here at Meydan on the 9th of January, 1,600 meters, mile on the turf course. Again, he finished 2nd by 1.5 lengths, and he closed up a little bit late. It was a good race there, and then prior to that, he ran the 12th of December at Chelmsford, 1 mile and a handicap, finished 5th by 2 lengths. He ran okay, but they were probably saving the horse for the Meydan Carnival. Why win a 5,000 pound race when you could run for 135,000 pounds and win here, or whatever the conversion is to the pound, the dollar to the pound, about 100,000 pounds. So why use the horse there when you just get it? It was just good. It was a good kind of training race there. But the races before that, could win here. Prior to that, he ran at York on the 11th of October on very soft ground, 1 mile and a handicap, finished 2nd by 2.25 lengths. Was joined very wide that day, but he was closing up late. I thought he ran a terrific race there. Coming here, firm ground. He's 60-5 lifetime, but he's always run these good races. He's a good kind of horse for a play spot, but I think he get the 6th victory here today. Drawn well, 5-1. Let's take him. Best bet of the night. So to recap my selection for the second from Meydan, it's the Jaguar XC Division 1 of this handicap. Gonna go with the 6-horse Firmament. I'm gonna go 675 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. Let's get to race number 3 now. Race number 3 for Meydan. It is the Group 3 UAE Oaks. It's a Group 3 race going for a purse of $250,000. Races for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 6 horses entered to go the distance of ground of 1,900 meters, or a mile and 3/16 on the dirt course. The top selection here in the Oaks, I'm going to take the number 5 horse, Dubai Love. We'll go 5-6-2 in the tri-cash trifecta. 5-6-2 tri-cash trifecta. Top selection of 5 horse, Dubai Love. The real filly by Night of Thunder, Pat Cosgrove, is on this one for Saeed Bin Suwaid and Godolphin. The horse's most recent outing came on the 23rd of January here in Meydan, 1 mile in the UAE 1,000 guineas, and the horse won by 3 1/4 lengths there and did everything right. Stalked on the front end, quickened up nicely in the straightaway, and took off clear. That was a very good run. Major improvement off the start before, which is the Guineas trial here at Meydan. 7 furlongs, January 2nd. The horse finished 4th by 6 3/4 lengths, was drawn wide that day, stalked but never quickened up. Needed the race there off the break, and then the 6th of November was the race prior at Kempton in the UK, 1 mile in a filly's novice race on the poly track. The horse finished 3rd by 1 3/4 lengths there, and it's quickened up a little bit that day, but then the horses got to him late. It ran his heart out, but it still could have ran a little bit better there. And then before that, Nottingham on very heavy ground, 1 mile main filly's race. The horse won by 1/2 lengths, quickened up nicely. And that was a very good run there, after not the best beginnings, but I like this horse a lot. She definitely got the mile 3/16, definitely got the dirt last time out, has the speed to win. This is a very likely winner, along with the 6 horse Down by the Bayou. I know I backed this horse a few weeks ago. Placed behind Dubai Love in the Guineas, placed in the Guineas trial. Before that one here in December in a very tough main race. Can win here, has been proven with every single race. 5-1, a horse you definitely want to use on the play spot and the multi-race wagers. But to recap my selection now for the 3rd race from Meydan, it's the Group 3 UAE Oaks. Gonna take the 5 horse Dubai Love. We'll go 5-6-2 in the tri-cash trifecta, 5-6 in the multi-race. Let's get to the featured 4th race now. Race number 4, it's the Group 2 Zabeel Mile. It's a Group 2 event going for a purse of $250,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 7 horses entered to go 1,600 meters, or a mile on the turf course. The top selection, we'll take the 1 horse Zakuski. We'll go 1-7-2 in the tri-cash trifecta. 1-7-2 tri-cash trifecta. Top selection, 1 horse Zakuski. This 4-year-old gelding by Shamardal, whose offspring in 2019, they were running off the charts so good, but James Doyle's on this one for Charlie Appleby and Godolphin. The horse's most recent outing came 9th of January here at Meydan, 1 mile in the handicap, seasonal reappearance. The horse won by 3 3/4 lengths, quickened up nicely on the front end, and just went away with it easily. Could have probably won by more, but William Buke, who rode the horse that afternoon or that evening, didn't want to kill the poor thing. That was a very impressive return to the races. 2 back, the horse ran the Group 3 Craven Stakes in Newmarket, 1 mile on very firm ground for April, on the 17th of April there at Newmarket. The horse finished 5th by 4.5 lengths there, and he was very, geared up before the race, and I think that got to him in the race, because he never was really comfortable, and he never really, ran a race. He never quickened up. That was a very weird run. And then before that, was a 2-year-old who ran on the 21st of November of 2018 at Kempton, 7 furlongs on the poly track and a novice. The horse won by 2 lengths, stalked, got the lead, and again took off clear. And when this horse wins, he wins it easily. He's stepping to group company for the 2nd time. First time group company and older in the facing older horses shouldn't be a problem. At 2-1, I like him a lot. A horse you want to keep an eye out is the other Godolphin for Saeed Bin Suwaid, the 7 horse Dream Castle. Christoph Sumyon's on this one. This horse hasn't won since the Jebel Hatta of 2019, but he's been since then he's went to Longchamp, he's went to Ascot, he went to Caulfield, and then he went to Mooney Valley, and then he's back to Meydan. So he's been a world traveler, but with every single race since the Jebel Hatta, he's been, he ran a horrible race next start out in the Dubai Turf, but with every race since then, he's been getting better and better. He nearly won the Al Rashida behind Barney Roy a few weeks ago, whose run was very impressive that day, by the way. You go watch the replay a few times, that's how, it's one of those replays that just makes you smile. But this one, he's been getting, improving with every single race. At 4-1, the pick 4, the quality begins with this race. You want to definitely use him on the ticket, because it wouldn't surprise me if he gets a good trip and wins here today. So to recap my selections now for the 4th from Meydan, it is the Group 2 Zabeel Mile. Let's take the 1 horse Zakuski. We'll also use the 7 horse Dream Castle, and we'll go 1-7-2 in the tri-cash trifecta. It's race number 5 now. The fifth race from Meydan, it is the Group 2 Meydan Sprint. It's a Group 2 event going for a purse of $250,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 10 horses going 1,000 meters or 5 furlongs on the turf course. My top selection here, I'm going to try and beat Equilateral, but he can win on paper. But I'm going to try and beat him with the 8-horse Angel Alexander. We'll go 8-5-6 in the tri-cash trifecta. 8-5-6 tri-cash trifecta. Top selection 8-horse Angel Alexander. This 4-year-old gelding by Dark Angel. Richard Kingscote comes in to ride this horse for Tom Dascombe. The horse's most recent outing, 6th of February here at Meydan, 6 furlongs in listed handicap, and the horse finished 5th by 5 lengths that afternoon, and never quickened up, sat mid-pack most race, and he just never had the good turn of foot. First start since October. He probably needed the race. I cut back to 5 furlongs here today. Hopefully staying a little bit closer. I think he could get a good run. Prior to that, he ran the 29th of October at Meydan Sprint, 6 furlongs in the Group 3 Precian UAE Stakes, and he finished second by a length there. And, he stalked up most of the race. He looked like he was going to get the win, but he just never could get that good turn of foot late. The winner, Trial Millie, just took off clear late, but he still ran a very respectable place. And then the 21st of September was his race prior to Ayr in Scotland. Good ground, 6 furlongs in a heritage handicap. He won by half a length. He beat 23 horses home. He stalked, he got the lead, and then he took off clear. That was a very good run at 28-1. Did not run like a 28-1 horse usually runs, but that was very impressive. And then before that, he ran at Chester, 5.5 furlongs in a handicap. He finished 8th by 7 3/4 lengths there, and it's gonna be 3rd by length running line. He kept going that day, but he never quickened up. The horses in front of him just had the speed to win there. And then before that, Chester, 6 furlongs in a listed stakes. He was drawn wide, never had enough speed, and finished 8th by 7 3/4 lengths. That's the thing about Chester. It's one of my favorite race courses in the UK, by the way, because you need a smart rider to ride around there, and you need to have good position, and you have to brake well. And he just didn't have it that day. But I like the way his races at the end of last season weren't half bad run. He could win here. He could sit close. 7-1. I think he'll really improve second off the break. Like I said, Equilateral can win on paper. James Dilla gets on this one. His seasonal reappearance a few weeks ago in the listed handicap, he won by 2, beating Wadi home. That was a very impressive run. Looking over his races last year, he ran some good races. He only won once in 2019, but he always ran these respectable races against some tough group company horses. Even money, we'll use him on the ticket, but I'm going to try and catch price with Angel Alexander. He would be my co-best bet of the night. But to recount my selection for the 5th from Meydan, it's the Group 2 Meydan Sprint. Let's take the 8-horse Angel Alexander. We'll go 8-5-6 in the tri-cash trifecta, 8-5 in the multi-race or place pot or quaddy, whatever you decide to call it. Let's get to the 6th event. Race number 6 from Meydan, it's the Range Rover Valère Handicap. It's a handicap going for a purse of $135,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 8 horses entered to go 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs on the main dirt course. The top selection, we'll take the 3-horse All Out of Blitz. We'll go 3-5-7 in the tri-cash trifecta. 3-5-7 tri-cash trifecta. Top selection, 3-horse All Out Blitz. 5-year-old horse here by Concord Point. Tango Shay's on this one. The horse's most recent outing, his UAE debut, came on the 30th of January here at Meydan. 6 furlongs in the Group 3 Al Shindaga Sprint. And the horse finished 6th by 7 lengths. Blinkers on that day. Was with the leaders early on from a wide poster up, but then never quick enough. Kind of hit the wall late. First off the break. Desperately need the race. 2 back, the horse ran the Grade 2 Triple Bend at Santa Anita, 7 furlongs, 25th of May. And the horse finished 6th by 4.5 lengths and was with them early on, setting a quick pace, but then just didn't have a lot left in the tank late. Couldn't quicken up. It wasn't the day to win. And then the Grade 2 Kona Gold at Santa Anita, 6.5 furlongs, 20th of April. The horse finished 2nd by 5.25 lengths. Stalked early on, but the winner, Sistron, just took off clear late. He ran a terrific race. And then before that, the horse ran a Sunland, 6.5 furlongs. The horse won by a half length, got the lead, quickened up nice on the front end. That was a very good run. Before that, they tried the horse routing at Oakland on a mile 16th in the Grade 3 Razorback Handicap, where he never really had a good race, but he has the speed to win here. Second off break at 4-1. I'm gonna take him. Multi-race scenario, plays pot. The 5-horse Behavioral Bias also has a strong chance. Richard Mullins on this one, a stablemate to All Out Blitz. This horse, ran the Zabeel Mile a fefew weeks ago. Zabeel has a very tough final furlong or 2 furlongs there. It's kind of uphill. Some horses handle it, some horses don't. He did not handle it, but his races here at Meydan haven't been half bad run. He has the speed to win here. I'll give him a shot also 4-1, but to recap my selection for the 6th from Meydan's Range Rover Valère Handicap, let's take the 3-horse All Out Blitz. We'll go 3-5-7 in the tri-cash trifecta, 3-5 in the multi-race. Let's get to the nightcap, race number 7. Race number 7, the nightcap from Meydan. It's the Jaguar F Pace Division 2 handicap. It's a handicap going for a purse of $135,000. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards. 15 horses are entered to go 1,600 meters or a mile on the turf course. The top selection will take the 3-horse Epic Hero. We'll go 3-5-1 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 3-5-1 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Top selection 3-horse Epic Hero. This 4-year-old gelding here. James Doyle's on this one for Simon Crisford. The horse's most recent outing came 2 weeks ago on the 6th of February here in Meydan, a mile and 1/8 in a handicap, and the horse finished 3rd by 1/4 lengths. They experimented with blinkers in the start prior, and he did okay with them, but they took him off last time out, and he sat mid-pack most race. He moved a little bit late. It was a decent run that day, but 2 back, he really ran a good race here at Meydan. A mile and a handicap here on the turf course. Finished 2nd by nose, was drawn very, very wide that day, but he was really closing up well. He just missed behind Soudois. It wasn't the world's worst race for him there. And then prior to that, he ran the 4th of August at Deauville, 6 furlongs and listed stakes. Finished 6 by 4.5 lengths there. And, he was with them early on, but then he just kind of hit the wall late. Maybe the 6 furlongs not to his liking. And then at Deauville, again, 6 furlongs and listed stakes in July. He finished 6 by 3 lengths. Again, he just never quickened up off of a quick pace in front of him. But I like him at the mile trip or the 1-turn mile prior instead of the 6 furlong trip. 4-1, drew on well. I'm going to give him a shot here. On the multi-race scenario, I also like the 5-horse Dubai Legacy. This is his 3rd start of the UAE season, and I might have packed him 3 times in a row. Most recently, though, in a handicap on the dirt, he ran horribly, did not handle the dirt at all. But on opening night, the Carnival, 7 furlongs and listed handicap on the lawn, he finished 5th by 3 lengths and was closing up well. First start off the break, I thought it was a decent race. His last victory came on the Rolling Mile at Newmarket. That's going 7 furlongs in September, where he won very nicely. At 5-1 back to lawn, he could also win, so definitely use him on the multi-race. And the 1-horse Land of Legends, another good Alpha horse, Faisal bin Suor, could also win here. He ran a very good place a few weeks ago in a handicap. His form has been very good in spots, not so good in other spots, but he can win on paper at 6-1. Definitely use him here. This is one of the most wide open races of the night, so I think you want to spread in this one. But to recap my selection now for the 7th from Meydan, Jaguar F Pace Division 2 handicap. As a top selection, we'll take the 3-horse Epic Hero. We'll go 3-5-1 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta, and we'll use the 3-5-1 also in the place pot pick 4 quad, whoever you decide to call it. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKit5. Good luck, everybody.